I'm not those people. Like I said, I'm Caylin. The people are here for me. Hey guys, what's up? It's Caylin and welcome to my corner. So in today's video, y'all gonna see me get this look, this little get ready with me to go out to dinner with my friends because your girl is celebrating hitting 5K on Instagram. But before we get into this video, before we get into the look, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel down below. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and turn on that notification bell so that you do not miss any of my videos in the future. And I keep shaking my head because I got a ponytail. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I just want y'all to know that this is what love look like. Well, y'all can't see, but I'm currently uploading today's vlog as I film this video, so I love y'all, and you know, content never stops. Also, please excuse this eyelash. I don't know what's wrong with it, and this is like my only pair of eyelashes right now. It's like this little piece. I tried to fix it. I'm gonna try to fix it again later. It's just sticking out. Anyways, so Destiny, Tristan, and I are going out to dinner tonight. We are going to XOXO Dining Room. It's like a very girly, more upscale, like Instagrammable place. So super excited about that tonight. We're going in order to obviously celebrate B hitting 5K on Instagram, which whenever Tristan was like, whenever you hit 5K, I'm gonna treat you to dinner. It's crazy because I'm literally almost at 7K and my goal for this year was only 4K. So that just goes to show you that just keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, and then celebrate those people that are around you that have those accomplishments, because people work hard, very, very hard to get to where they at. But no, like, I really appreciate my friends doing this because, baby, they don't have to. It was Tristan's idea. She's always like doing stuff like this for me, and I try to do stuff like this for her. So in the spirit of like celebrating my content, my channel's growing and all of that, I did want to answer your questions about influencing and about content creating, because girl, y'all be asking me questions, and you know, I try to give y'all the best advice that I can, but I figured that I would have like pretty much everything all in one place, because sometimes I'll answer things in a vlog or like a video. So I wanted to give you guys just one video where you can have like all the tips and tricks that I can offer, which doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop doing like my influencer vlogs, like my influencer day in the life, because y'all really like that series. It's just that I thought that I would present the information in another way. So like I said, I asked you guys, I have my phone over here, I asked you guys some questions on Instagram. I asked you guys to let me know what is some of your questions about like content creating, growing your channels, and then working with brands and things like that. Okay, so one of the first questions that I got was actually about my equipment. We'll talk about cameras. Let's just make it easier. So for cameras, right now what I'm filming on is the Canon EOS M50. I use this for all of my sit down videos. I personally feel like you don't have to have more than one camera when you're starting off. You really could start off filming on your iPhone. A lot of people do that. But for me, I really wanted a camera when I started off. This was the first camera that I had. I used to vlog on this camera. I film my sit down videos on this camera still. I do need to update the lens just because I want more of like a blurred background. As you can see here, my background is not really blurred, but that's because I have the kit lens. If you don't know what a kit lens is, that means it is literally the lens that the camera comes with when you first purchase it. So that's the camera that I have for filming my sit down videos. For vlogging, I have the Sony ZV-1. I'm gonna make sure to leave everything linked down below as well. And that's just like probably the camera that everybody has for vlogging. I love that camera for vlogging. I personally, if you're just starting off and you're torn between the cameras, I recommend that one over the Canon because it's more versatile. It's smaller, it's more compact, it can fit more in purses. It's easier to hide it when you're vlogging a little bit. People don't stare at you as much, because when I used to vlog with my Canon, baby, it used to be a struggle. People used to be like because of the tripod that you have to have, because it's a bigger camera. So I would recommend the Sony ZV-1 if you're going to be vlogging as well as filming sit down videos. I feel like that is a great camera to start off with. And then I use my iPhone. So I use my iPhone for all of my pictures. Like, I do not use the camera for my pictures, and that's just something that I like personally, because I feel like your iPhone is $1,500 gadget, so the camera on it is really good quality. You get really good movie qualities on it, especially like with the new 13. The quality on that is fire. Like, it's so good. I can't wait to upgrade. And that is what I use for all my pictures. For taking pictures by myself, we're gonna do a actual like video for that. I told you guys I was gonna do that, so stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be coming. But that is all of my camera equipment. Now, tripods and things like that, I do have everything linked in my Amazon storefront. Again, I'm gonna leave it down below so that you can check it out. But I feel like tripods are kind of like self-explanatory. I feel like when you're first starting out, you don't need like a crazy expensive tripod. When you like build up and start getting into videos and like your video quality a little bit more, you can upgrade. But girl, I got me a little $20 Amazon tripod for my camera. Then I have a little $20 phone tripod for my phone for when I can take pictures, and I take that with me on vacation so I can get my pictures. And then the little tripod that I have this on, I'm gonna leave it linked in my Amazon store as well. It's just like a little mini baby tripod. So just be prepared that as a content creator, you're gonna have a multitude of tripods. I want another camera tripod. I just seen one that comes with like a case that you can carry it in. It's just a lot. So that's basic like filming equipment. I can get more into depth about like computer equipment, storage, and things like that later. Again, if you watch my vlogs, I usually do influencer vlogs, and I talk about things more in depth there. But for this video, girl, we just talking about filming equipment. Okay, so I just did my eyebrows and stuff like that. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do eyeshadow. I think I am, so I'm gonna go get my eyeshadow real quick. Okay, so for eyeshadow today, we're gonna be using Juvia's Place. Again, this is my OG. I use this palette all the time because it's a neutrals palette. I think I said that this was called the Amazons. It is not. It's literally on the front of it. I don't know why I called it that. It is called The Warrior by Juvia. And then last time I did my Get Ready With Me, I said the names wasn't on here, girl. I was rushing. I don't know what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna take this color right here, Kano, and I'm gonna put it all over my crease. I literally am gonna use 2 colors out of this palette because I just don't do eyeshadow like that anymore. And we're just gonna put that in the crease wall so I can have a little bit more definition in my crease. And to put it in my crease, I'm using the Morphe 433 brush. Take that and blend it. So let's see what other questions you guys had. Y'all had a lot of questions for me, which I figured that y'all would, because like I said, y'all be asking me questions all the time. So I was like, I feel like this is gonna be a good moment to like put the girls on. So I wanted to give you guys just a couple of tips on how to create content. So I got a good amount of questions of people asking me how to stay consistent, which is a very, very good question, girl, because it is, staying consistent is not easy. What helps me and what I think is super important is time management, especially when you have to work a 9 to 5 and when content creating is not like your full-time job. Time management is going to be your best friend. So what I do every month at the beginning of every month is I plan out as much content as I possibly can. My upload schedule is every Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays is a sit down video. Sundays are going to be my vlog days. And so I already know once a week that I'm going to have a vlog, if time permits, and that the vlog is going to go up on Sunday. So throughout the week, I'm always filming my vlogs. I'm filming things that I'm doing. And then I start editing my vlogs on like Friday nights or Saturday nights so that I can get them up by Sunday night. It don't always work that way, but that is usually the goal. And the reason that I do that is just so I have enough time to like edit and get the vlog live, because it takes time to edit and then it takes time to upload. But for me, since I upload vlogs, I stay on that schedule. I've been doing a pretty good job of doing that just because it's in my routine and it's something that I do every week for vlogs. Now for sit down videos, for me, like I said, I plan them out and I plan out my filming days. What works for my schedule is I know that I can either film on Sunday nights or Mondays. Usually it just depends on what I have going for the week. I try to film on Sundays if I can. It used to be Mondays, but Mondays was just too much. It was just too hard and it was just starting to take a toll on me because like I be having stuff going on Mondays. But depending on what the week is looking like, I film at the beginning of the week. That gives me a couple of days to edit because my videos don't go up till Thursday. And then, you know, edit. If I have to send things in for like brand approval, that gives me a couple of days. Usually if I have to send something in for brand approval, try to get it done by like Monday, Tuesday, so that'll give them like 24 hours or something like that. Sometimes they be a little slow and they be messing with your girl posting schedule and I ain't got time. But yeah, so I would recommend, if you want to stay consistent, if you need help with staying consistent, putting yourself on a schedule, putting your content on a schedule. I shoot content on the weekends for sure. Like if I have to take Instagram pictures, it's usually on Saturdays, Sundays. I get up, I go do it. You just have to be disciplined. But once you get in a routine and start doing it, and you start seeing like your channel starting to progress from it, it'll motivate you to keep going, because you'll be like, all right, I gotta do this, I gotta take this picture for Instagram, gotta take this picture for this brand, I gotta do this and this. So if you put yourself on the schedule, girl, that'll help you stay consistent. And your followers, they'll hold you accountable. They'll start asking you like, hey girl, where's the vlog? Hey girl, you ain't uploading in a while, are you good? Like, what's going on? So for primer, y'all know I'm gonna use my baby, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm not gonna put a lot on because this stuff is potent. Not potent, that sounds bad. That sounds like it's toxic or something. I mean, like, a little bit goes a long way. If you do too much, you're gonna be too shiny. That has happened to me before. Another thing that I would say about like tips for content creating is to be patient with growing your following. I was stuck at like 3,200 for like 2 months. It was weird. I would literally, maybe not 2 months, but at least a month. It was literally like my following would not go up. Like I was stuck at, it would go up to like 3,201 and I'd be lit. And I was like, okay, then it go back to 3,199. Like it was weird. And then I posted my reel, which y'all know went viral and has brought my channel so many people, and it was just crazy. So, and I've been taking content creating serious for about, this is gonna be year 3. I started my YouTube channel 3 years ago, and girl, it just takes time. The bigger content creators will tell you that, and you'll be like, whatever, because like some people blow up overnight, but girl, it just depends. It just depends on your journey and what you're doing. Don't rush it. But when I say that staying consistent helps, like if you don't take anything else away from this, like these tips that I'm offering, staying consistent has got to be like my top tip, because you'll start seeing steady growth when you're more consistent instead of like before where you just post every once in a while. Plus the algorithm favors people that post all the time. That's just the way it is. That's just how things work. So you want to make sure that you're staying consistent so the algorithm can favor you, girl, and so you can grow your audience. Because your audience gonna start I'm telling y'all, your audience gonna start looking for you. They're gonna be like, girl, where you at? You ain't been posting. You've been MIA. If you post on YouTube, YouTube will forget about you if you take too long of a break. Like, anybody got time. So just be sure that you are always posting, no matter what. Obviously within reason. It's okay to take a break. Sometimes I take breaks because whenever I experience creator burnout, which is like you just been going nonstop, I notice that I don't create the best quality content. So it's okay to take a break, but just stay as consistent as you possibly can. But definitely when you put yourself on that schedule, that's gonna help you stay consistent. Okay, y'all know for foundation that I usually mix my Fenty Hydrating and my Fenty Matte. That's what I did today. I'm gonna be trying out some new foundations here in a little bit, but for right now, that's what I'm using. And then I'm gonna take my Fenty concealer. My Fenty foundations I have in the shade 350. My concealer I also have in the shade 350, which Rihanna recommends using the same shade because it's supposed to be a little bit brighter. But I have a new concealer technique that I've been doing because I want a brighter under eye, which I will show you guys that in a second. But for right now, I'm gonna just put on my like everyday concealer that matches my complexion really well. So another tip that I have for you guys is whenever you start creating your content, I think one thing that people forget is to find your niche. Once you figure out what your niche is, I think that helps you create content. And it doesn't have to be something that everybody else is doing, as far as like, you know, lifestyle or fashion or fitness or whatever. So once you find your niche, once you figure out what you like to do, what's unique to you, then I would say find things within that niche that are trendy. So for example, hauls are always popping when you're doing like fashion and lifestyle content. Let's say you're a fashion YouTuber or fashion content creator. So what you're gonna want to do is create hauls, because hauls are trending, hauls are popping, like people are looking for hauls. But find brands that a lot of people are trying out, but also they're true to you. So if Pretty Little Thing, Fashion Nova, and all of that is not your thing, girl, then that is okay. But I would try to find a brand that's true to you, true to what you truly enjoy, that's trending. Now that's important because that's what's going to help you build your following. That's what's going to help you go viral, because a lot of people at times are worried about being unique, which is valid. That is fair. Being unique is super important, but it's not super important in the beginning. Now I feel like there's a difference in being unique like too unique for the internet, because depending on what platform, they ain't gonna push unique like that. I'm not saying like you don't have to be yourself, but you want to find things that fit within your niche and within your interests that are trending. I hope that makes sense. But always be yourself. Like, I would never tell somebody to not be themselves, and that's something that I had to learn, because in some of my content I could start to see other like things that some of the other content creator girls was doing, and I was like, girl, you're not truly being 100% to you. Not to say that I was copying people, I still feel like I was being myself, but I think that I was holding back certain pieces of myself. And I realized that when I start coming out my shell a little bit more and doing things that I like, that I enjoy, it's being aesthetic. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I love this shit. Like, I love stuff looking nice. I like looking nice. Like, I like for my things to be like high quality, look nice, the dark filter, love it. But that felt true to me. But I just had to find what fit for Caylin, because me being aesthetic, me liking nice stuff, me doing little cute stuff and designer things, like that's literally always been me. So you just have to figure out what works for you, that you enjoy, but that's also trending. I hope that like answers y'all questions. Like, I hope that makes sense. But the internet is very much like what's popping, what's trending, hop on the trends, and then find your own way to do it and find your own uniqueness. And my LED light just died. She is dead. So if y'all can't see me no more, the good light, it's gone. Okay, so I'm also gonna take this Born This Way concealer, which y'all have probably been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this. This concealer is fire. So I have it in warm sand, and this is what I use to add the brightening effect to my concealer. So I just take this concealer and put it directly under my eye, girl, and kind of curve out over here by my where my eyeshadow is. Take it and put it under my Osmo, and then I blend it out with my Morphe E8, which is literally the perfect brush to blend out like concealer. But I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit so that it dries a little bit lighter. I don't know if y'all can see, but we gonna have a right under eye, honey. And I've been doing this, and I've been getting compliments on my skin. People are like, "Ooh, come on, skin." I'm like, yes, giving it to the girl. But yeah, as far as being unique, like, don't be afraid to be yourself. Although it's the internet and you put out what you want to put out, everybody can't see everything. Don't try to be like everybody else in the sense that you feel like you have to hold back. Like I said, I went through that. I think I'm out of that phase for the most part. I literally had to stop watching some of my favorite people because I was like, I can see where I'm picking up some of their tendencies, and I'm not them. I'm Caylin. I have different things that I want to show, different things I'm doing with my life. Granted, some of our content is similar, yes, but I'm here to offer something different to my audience. I'm not those people. Like I said, I'm Caylin. The people are here for me. Okay, now another thing that I wanted to touch base on is how to keep your audience engaged. So this kind of goes back to that trending thing that I was talking about, how social media is very important to do things that are trending, that are on trend, that, you know, you see other people doing, and then find your, you know, put your own twist and your own spin on it. And I feel like the way that you keep your audience engaged is to ask them questions. Like, whenever I get on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, y'all know that I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all want to see? What kind of videos do y'all want to see? Of course, I'm gonna film like all of it. I always ask y'all options that I have, but I'll usually ask, like, do you want to see this video first or this video? Or like, what kind of video do you want to see this month? This, let me know, drop it here. So definitely ask your audience, because girl, your audience gonna tell you what they want to see, what they want to watch. And then once you start building that audience up, people will be looking for you, and they'll be like, girl, I think you should do this type of video. I think this will work with your channel. Or I think you should showcase this brand. Like, I'm curious to see how that works. So just ask your audience. That is one way that I find that keeps my content going, is like asking my audience, but also doing my research on, again, like I said, what's trending. I do a lot of research. Like, people don't realize all the research that goes in the back end when it comes to social media, because I just want to make sure I'm as up to date as possible, that I'm giving you guys and giving my audience things that they like. But also, again, I just keep coming back to talking about things that are trending, because that is super duper important, and that's how your channel grows. You don't want to just be doing random stuff, because people are not searching for random stuff. Like, people are searching for specific things. You want to be the top person in people's search engines whenever they're looking for stuff. Okay, so my base is done as far as like foundation and like concealer and things like that. Now, one thing I have noticed is that I have these like bags, and I feel like I didn't have those with my old makeup routine, so I'm gonna have to figure out like I don't know, a new way to combat that. But anyways, now it's like contour and bronzer time. So for bronzer, I'm using, y'all know, my OG, my Fenty bronzer right here in the shade Caramel Cutie. And I'm just taking this Morphe brush. I don't know what it's called because the name is wiped off. And then I'm gonna kind of carve out my face up here. So moving away from like specific influencer tips, you guys, a lot of people ask me about tips on how to work with brands, and I think that this is super important because a lot of things that I do people may not know about, and I feel like it really helps me get those brand deals locked down. So one thing that I want to say, you guys, is don't be afraid to reach out to brands, like no matter what size you are. I was getting brand deals when I had 2,000 followers. Like I work with brands like Teamy, what's another brand I work with, Dossier. Like a lot of brands are looking for micro influencers because one, it helps their budget. That's just the truth, because micro influencers are more willing to do things for gifted products, so like no pay, and because micro influencers have a more, their audience trusts them more. So like the bigger influencers, the bigger YouTubers, Instagram girls, all that, whenever we like look at them, we don't trust them as much because we know they're getting paid to say, not getting paid to say things, but they're getting paid for brand deals. Whereas somebody like me that has under 10K, which is soon to change, is more likely to like actually be a little bit more honest. Because if a brand is paying you to work with them, yes, you'll probably be honest about the product, but you still might be a little bit biased because like they paying me, so I don't really want to say nothing too bad because they're cutting the check. Don't be afraid to reach out to brands, whether that be email or DM. I know I've seen some people say that like reaching out to brands via DM is tacky. Girl, no, it's not. I'm telling you, I've gotten brand deals from DMs, and as somebody that works in influencer marketing for JBW, like we go through our DMs and we look for influencers in our DMs because influencers are constantly DMing us. Like we built some of our long-term partnerships off of DM. So don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't DM a brand. Like that's probably the best way to do it, honestly, because reps get so many emails that they don't check them all the time, but they're gonna check them DMs because customers be in DMs complaining. And sometimes also brands have websites where you could just go and like fill out a form and link to all your channels and stuff like that. I've gotten brand deals that way as well. Don't be afraid to reach out. Do your research. Like I said, one important thing that I like to do is research. Literally, you can go on TikTok and search brands that work with micro influencers, brands that work with influencers with under 10K, brands that work with influencers with under 5K. Like I did that, and people be listing emails, brands you could DM, pages you can apply on. Like that's how I got my Princess Polly sponsorship. I found it on TikTok. I found the email. I'm not gonna give out that lady's email though, because I don't like giving out people's personal emails. Sorry. You just never know. So do not be afraid to reach out. Bigger influencers reach out, so do not be shamed. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to say, you guys, as a tip is it is okay to accept gifted partnerships. I know that the goal at the end of the day when you're working with brands is to get a paid partnership, but you have to think about it from the brand's perspective. They're taking a chance on you because you are a smaller influencer, so they're taking a chance on the fact that, you know, you might not convert, you might not get that many impressions. Like they're taking a chance on you, and brands have a budget. Like let's be real, they have a budget, and they have certain influencers that they want to work with and certain people that they want to pay. That's just the name of the game. Like the more numbers you have, the more they're willing to pay you. So it's okay to take a gifted partnership for the first time around, or to take like commission, because some brands will work with you on commission. And I always think that's cool because you can see how you're doing for a brand. You can see if you're bringing link clicks or if you're bringing in sales or things like that, so you can negotiate your rate a little bit better. Hold on, y'all, I'm using this blush again. Y'all remember what happened last time? I need to be careful. But yeah, don't take more than like 2 gifts. I really would say 1, but sometimes you just want the clothes or you want the items, so you'd be like, I would not recommend taking working with a brand more than 2 times unpaid, because it's kind of like, okay, well, y'all coming back to me, because usually sometimes you'll work with a brand and they'll come back and be like, oh, we want to work with you again. And it's like, that's cool, but if y'all want to work with me again, y'all need to pay me, baby. I need to be compensated for my work. I can't just be doing this for free. This is a job. Content creating is a job. It takes work to go outside and take pictures, and this equipment is not cheap. So no, I'm not going to be doing 3, 4, 5 giftings with you for free. I would not recommend that at all. And don't be afraid to negotiate your rate. I would suggest starting with a higher rate because usually brands will say like, no, it's a little bit too much, we're thinking more than this, and then you can kind of negotiate down instead of trying to negotiate up. And rates are all like subject to your engagement, how many followers you have, and all of that good stuff. Now, one thing that you can do too is reach out to like smaller businesses. Now, do keep in mind that smaller businesses have smaller budgets, so a lot of the times it might be gifting. But I work with some smaller brands that have been like, no girl, we're gonna pay you like, nah, you should be paid for your work. What I like to do is when I see other micro influencers posted that work with a particular brand, I'll go and reach out to the brand, because I'm like, oh hey, y'all work with smaller influencers, because my homegirl over here, she got 20K, I got 10K, so what we doing? Y'all want to work with me or what? Especially like people that are in your same niche. Is like, what are we doing? Y'all trying to work with your girl, y'all trying to work with the kid, okay? Or y'all trying to work with me or not? Keep in mind that you're always gonna have to be on your toes, constantly researching, constantly looking up different things. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little baby Charlotte Tilbury powder. I need to get a big Charlotte Tilbury powder. I have her in the shade 10, and I'm gonna take my Morphe E58 brush just to kind of like smooth everything out just a little bit and tone down some of the sheen that I see, because I mixed that hydrating foundation. So literally taking the smallest bit. Somebody did ask me about balancing a 9-to-5, which I touched on just a little bit, but one thing that I will say is that it just takes a lot of discipline. But once you get yourself on a schedule, then you'll be all set. And just remember that the more you post, the more things that you're doing, the more consistent you are, it's gonna pay off. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that balancing a 9-to-5 and content creating is the easiest thing in the world, but it's not impossible. I try to remind myself that all of the bigger creators that I follow, nobody started off with a huge following. Nobody started off not working a 9-to-5. Like all the people that I follow that I love, they have like bigger followings. Even like the people that have like smaller followings, like 30 to 50K, which is still a lot of people in my eyes. Nobody started off not working. They might have been in school or something like that, but they still had other things that they were doing so that they could make money. So I just remind myself that's just, you know, a part of the game, and that's what I gotta do. I gotta pay my bills. Social media ain't paying my bills right now. I'm starting to collect a little bit of extra income now, but that's something that took time, and I gotta work. That's just what it is. So my makeup is all done, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I'm wearing, fragrance, and all that good stuff. So this is the final look. I'm gonna put a full body on the screen so that y'all can see my full outfit, but jewelry is my CC necklace and earrings from her Faux Luxe Amazon jewelry, JBW Mondrian 34, and then my Stellan Haas bracelet with my Amazon bracelet. I hate that the blazer kind of covers it up, but I tried to fold up the sleeves of the bracelet. Man, I ain't like that. And then for lippy, I have on my ColourPop BFF3 liner along with my NYX Soft Matte Cream in Abu Dhabi. Hopefully y'all can see it. Yeah, the NYX Soft Matte in Abu Dhabi with the Praline Butter Gloss on top. And then to top it all off, I have just the like Fenty Clear Gloss. Bag is from Zara. Have it right here. We're gonna do the black bag today because we're doing the green shoes. These are the shoes that I'm wearing. They're the Cage like Bottega dupes from Shein. Fragrance, I am wearing Mason Francis Gentle Fluidity, the fragrance that I love to hate. But yeah, before I close this out, I just want to say I love y'all so much, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We are on the road to 10K on Instagram, 10K on TikTok, and YouTube. We just gonna see where we going. My goal for YouTube is to at least hit 3K, which I'm almost there, so we gonna push for 5K this year. We'll see what happens. Why not? But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next one.